Welcome back to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach when working with clients. I'm your host, Nicole Aucoin, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of the Healthy Kids Cookbook, 100% kid-approved recipes the entire family will love. You can find it on Amazon. In this podcast, we will be teaching you how to take one step at a time to become the healthiest version of yourself. Today, we are sharing the story of Angela. She is a nutrition coach that works out of a gym in Ireland called Activate. But before she became a nutrition coach, she has a pretty incredible story. After trying every diet under the sun with no long-term success, she finally hired a nutrition coach to help her. In this podcast episode, we talk about her weight loss journey and how she lost 57 kilograms. For us in the US, that's over 125 pounds. Imagine losing 125 pounds. Well, we talk about that journey, and then we talk about what she is doing now. She's developed such a passion for nutrition, and now she's joined the Activate Nutrition team. They have grown such an incredible nutrition program despite being shut down due to COVID. You see, Activate is in Ireland, and Ireland has been, for the most part, locked down for months and months. They're finally getting to reopen on June 7th in most places, but man, she has become such a resilient person, helping people in some of the toughest times. They had super strict restrictions due to COVID in Ireland. Well, I can't wait to share her story, and I hope that you are inspired. It's such an incredible journey that she's had, and now she is able to help others who are looking to become the healthiest versions of themselves. We will get to this episode right after this message. Are you loving this podcast? I need your help. Please take a minute to give us 5 stars and write a review of this podcast so that it reaches more people. Our mission at Healthy Steps Nutrition is to empower people to become the healthiest versions of themselves one step at a time. We provide free help through this podcast and on our social media channel every single week. So please take a second to rate and review this podcast, and we would absolutely love if you took a screenshot and shared it. Please don't forget to tag us on Instagram at Healthy Steps Nutrition. All right, enjoy this episode with Angela. Angela, welcome to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. We are so excited to have you on all the way from Ireland. We're talking through video. Hopefully one day we'll be able to see each other in person. Thank you so much for taking the time to jump on the podcast with us.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
You have an amazing story yourself, an amazing transformation, losing 57 kilograms. For us in the US, that's 125 pounds. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. I'm sure looking back at pictures of you before and now, you're like, holy cow, my life has completely changed. Talk to me about what prompted you to get started with Activate Nutrition.
I suppose I have to go back to I'm the serial yo-yo dieter. For decades, I would be trying every diet that came out, thinking this is it, and they all worked in their own way. In fairness, like any diet does work if you stick to it, but it's the sticking part that's hard. So my twin grandsons were born, and my granddaughter made it off the cuff comment saying and then it'll be great now when you be able to play with the boys. And I was so overweight at that stage and very conscious, and I just hadn't energy. And I was like, I'm not going to be around to play with these boys if I don't do something. And that just kind of stirred something in me that I just give it one more go. And I guess I went back to my usual default. I started a diet, which was a restrictive diet, but I had a big kind of why to be doing it. So I kind of stuck to it. And I had a bit of success with it. At the same time, I knew I wasn't eating nutritionally properly now that I know what nutrition is. So I was very lucky because Activate opened about 500 meters from where I live around March or April. And my son, my grandson's boys joined it. And he'd come over at lunchtime and say, Mom, you have to go over and join. And I was like, yeah, I will. I had no idea what CrossFit was or anything. I just thought it was absolutely not for me. I was a middle-aged, very overweight woman. So then he kind of called my bluff and made an appointment for me to go in and chat with Brian. Yeah, I was like, I'll do it. He goes, fine, I'll ring him. And he did. So I had to go over. Not that I had to, I wanted to anyway. And yeah, like I just had such a lovely, warm reception. And like I was made to feel that, yeah, you can do this. And anything that was to be done, that it would be scaled for me. And so I started the on-ramp, the training before you go into classes. And then I went into classes and it's just the community accepted me and they were so encouraging. So I thought I was doing great. I was still doing my diet. It's kind of what I thought was proper. Because I was going to Australia at the time and I was kind of watching myself. I came back from Australia and kind of took the reins off a little bit. And I thought to myself, yeah, it's grand. I'm doing exercise 4 or 5 times a week. That's good. And I was wearing a lot of leggings and stuff. So like you don't really notice the weight creeping back up with the elastic waistband. And then the nutrition program did a challenge, or Activate did a challenge the following April. And I knew I had weight put on and I hadn't gone near a scales or anything. And one morning, Brian said, I said I was signing up for it. And he said, do you want to pop on the scales? There was no one there. And I said, okay, all right. And I popped on it and I got such a land because I had most of my weight put back on. And that kind of sent me into a bit of a spin because I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm exercising so many days a week and I still can't lose weight. And I couldn't understand where that was coming from. So they had a challenge, and so they started the challenge on a Sunday. They emailed us all the program, and I was looking at it and I was thinking, here they are. They want me to have fat, they want me to have protein, they want me to have carbohydrates. Where's the diet in it? And I was like really, really kind of nervous about the whole thing. So I just trusted it and I followed what I was to do, and it was kind of like the block system. And that 8 weeks, I not alone did I lose 10 kg, but I slept better. The children noticed, my older children noticed that my mood levels were more level. My energy was better. I wasn't getting a dip in the evenings. And so then I knew that I needed guidance with nutrition because my whole thinking around nutrition was very wrong. So I signed up for their program. It was a year-long program. And yeah, I learned such great nutritional, eat slowly, chew your food. It's all habit-based. And some of the habits were like, they're simple, but they're not easy to do all the time. They can be quite difficult. And there was one habit in particular, it took me weeks to master. And I thought, my God, what is wrong with me? Why can't I do this habit? But yeah, you do learn it. And once you learn it and nail it, it's with you and you just move on to the next habit.
I love that. So you're pretty motivated. You went through a challenge and realized, actually, I need a coach to help me continue this journey so that I don't fall off and regain the weight that I worked really hard to lose like you did the last time. How important was Brian in your process for, losing the weight and keeping it off? How important was the coach that you had?
Oh, it was having the coach, having Brian there. Like that was what was missing. Any other time I had tried to lose weight. It was that accountability, and wasn't even so much the accountability, it was like the support as well, and just the belief, I suppose, that he had in me that I could do it as well is a huge thing, because it was daunting to think that you had that much weight to lose. And like eventually, like, very early on, it became less about the numbers, but more about how I was feeling. Like how were my energy levels, like how was my mindset, how was I managing all other areas of my life, and it became less about food, which I knew then, yeah, I'm getting this, but like it was just building up those habits and addressing like everything, and getting a good sleep routine going, things I would never have thought of, when you're dieting. Just you put your body under so much stress. And like I always tell my friends, like the last day I ever dieted was the first day I started that program. Like it gave me freedom from dieting. It was amazing. So it was.
I love that. The last day that you dieted was the first day of that program.
Yeah.
That's amazing because I mean, really what you're saying, it's truly a lifestyle that you've built. It's so much
Totally.
beyond what you're eating. It's all the habits that are connected to help you achieve that healthy lifestyle. You're in Ireland. You just told me something
Yes.
before we started recording that was kind of mind blowing for me in Florida. You really you have a 5K radius that you guys are allowed to travel in. Talk to me about the COVID restrictions and how it has impacted your nutrition and exercise and all of the things that go into maintaining that healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you need the support of the community of the gym, definitely. Because you're restricted and in your own pod as such, it's you only see the people that you're living with. So like it's important to me to have that connection. And I'm very fortunate that when the restrictions started, everything was moved very seamlessly online for all of us, so that we still had that connection with each other. As I'm still like a member with the fitness side, and like to be able to do classes online, like that has been great. Like to keep my routine going, that was very important for me. Like it established like that I had a routine in my day. Otherwise your day becomes very aimless. You put everything off if you don't have kind of like set your routine and schedule going. And like you have a 5K, and we live here in Killarney. It's I don't know if you've ever been to Ireland, Nicole, but it's a beautiful part of Ireland. And so we've access to lovely parks here, and we're very fortunate. We can go into the national park for a walk, and that's lovely. It's great for your mind as well. But like people are struggling, and no doubt about it. The restrictions have been very, very harsh. And like you can't see your family. My sister is in Cork. I haven't seen them now since last September. So like that's a long time not to see family members.
I'm sure. Thank goodness for video calls, right? That where you can video chat and
Absolutely, yeah.
do the best that you can to stay connected. And I think it's amazing that you guys have just transitioned the community at the gym to virtual to help support each other. And I wanted to kind of transition from, so you have this personal transformation, right? You've really transformed your lifestyle. And at some point last year during the lockdowns, you said, you know what, this has transformed my life. I want to help others. And you actually became a nutrition coach.
I did. It actually happened the year before that. I hurt my knee, and I was like I went to the physio, and he was spot on. He was saying like it's going to be like 6 to 12 weeks before you get back into the gym. And at that stage, like I had nutrition and fitness was very important to me. It was important to my routine. So the fact that I was going to be like 12 weeks without being able to do class, I was kind of wondering what was I going to do. So I took up a nutrition course. I was just chatting off the cuff and one day with Brian, and he suggested to do a nutrition course, and I did the PN1 nutrition course.
Yes.
And I kind of was looking through that, and because I was off, and like I just something it lit something in me, and I just devoured it, and I was just following through it, and I loved the sciencey bit, and I loved all the coaching side of it. So I did that and kind of followed on to other areas, and I'm just finishing up PN2 in 2 weeks' time. And then Brian had a position in October and asked me to come on board. And then I went through a year program in October. And I'm working now as a nutrition coach with Activate, which is amazing. I love it. And then lockdown occurred, of course.
It is amazing. You already have 7 clients. You've only been up and running for a few months as one of the nutrition coaches at Activate.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Tara as well is there. She's doing brilliant.
So talk to me, which is awesome that you kind of took that initiative. Hey, I'm passionate about this. I want to learn some more to see if this is something that I want to do. We work with Precision Nutrition really closely.
Absolutely.
We both focus on that habit-based approach. We love that PN course. Talk to me about how easy it is to relate to your clients because you actually have been in their seat. You've done what you're asking them to do. You're a walking billboard of saying like, hey, this works if you follow and trust me.
Yeah. And it's something you can say is like, just trust me, because I know exactly where you are. And as they're telling you their story, like it's I'm very much aware to step back and not tell my story until they're ready to hear it, or if they want to hear it. But like they know you understand. They know by the answers you're giving them. It's very easy to relate to their struggle, because the questions you're asking, you know exactly the questions to ask and where the struggle is. And like you just kind of know that they know you want them to succeed. And like I mean, the way I was shown belief, I'm hoping that I give them that belief as well, that they can do it. Because like I said, it's the steps are simple. They're not easy to maintain every week, and it's just to try and get them to just do 1 week. Even some days it's just to do 1 day at a time, and just don't focus.
I think it's such a shift in mindset, right? And you even mentioned this at the beginning, trying so many different diets and doing so many different things, and you go all in, right? Like it's so easy to just go all in, be really excited, but when that excitement wears out, so does the diet, and so do the results, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus focusing on just one thing at a time, keeping it simple and really building that healthy lifestyle. What do you think is something absolutely foundational for clients that they really need to do to be successful long term?
There's so many little things that they need to do. They need to trust the process. Like they really do need to just trust that what you're saying, those simple steps work. Sometimes it just sounds like you're telling something to do too easy, and they're like, they just don't think that's going to work, because they've come from like where I would have come from, restriction. Like tell me what I can't have, rather than, and there you're telling them what they can have. They're saying, right, just tell me what I can't have. So like really it is trusting your coach, trusting that your coach knows where to take you, and the path they're taking you on is the right path for you. But like they do need to trust it, because it's so simple at the start. It just appears too simple to them. It's insane, like, and you're like, no, just try that, see how easy it is for 7 days, and then you'll understand. When you nail that one, we'll move on to the next one. But yeah, simple little things like, hydrating or vegetables, but even bringing it back to like, what are vegetables, like some, it's just the education in it. It's simple, keeping it so simple. But I do think the first thing to do is to trust that you know what you're saying, and just believe when you say keep it simple.
Absolutely.
Keep it simple.
I think this brings up an important point where we're talking about trusting coaches and trusting the process. We have hireanutritioncoach.com where people can find you and other coaches that are using our program. But there's so many different coaches out there. Some people that have been through a transformation or have a 6-pack and they're like, okay, now I offer this nutrition coaching program, where they might not know what to do. So what are some things that you would recommend people who are looking to hire a coach would ask that specific coach?
I would recommend, first of all, they do their research, and definitely check out, and see, can they talk to someone that's been there, maybe, like, get word of mouth, like, knew someone that was there, or someone that knew. If recommendations, I suppose, is huge. But like they just to check out, what their program is about. Number one, like how do they manage their program? What's the procedures in it? How they track success in there, and like just talk. You'll get a very good feel when you're talking to someone, what the program is, or whether they're just trying to sell you something. If it's a really, really good program, that'll sell itself. And like it's the small little things, I suppose, it's the nuances. But I would definitely, if I was going looking for a nutrition program, I would definitely check out someone that's been there, that's done it, and the recommendations and the qualifications as well, of who's giving you the advice. Because there's a lot of advice out there, very, very scary advice out there.
I could not agree more. It's so interesting. You see magazine covers, and on Instagram, you see all these things. I'm like, oh no, stop telling people that. That's not fostering a healthy relationship with food, or, really setting them up for long-term success, right? We don't want to demonize different things or make people feel guilty. We want to foster that positive relationship and really looking at that holistic approach. And it's
totally,
yeah. And it sounds like that's what Brian did with you. when we look back years ago in 2018, when you got started on your journey with Activate and nutrition, and now it's transferred over to you now helping other people during lockdown. And, it's interesting. I think COVID if it did anything positive, it helped people realize like, hey, I need to take control of my health and I need to be proactive instead of reactive. And no matter what your goals are, and it sounds like for you, your grandson's being born and your daughter being like, hey, I want you to be able to play with my two little ones. And I mean, that's amazing motivation, right? Like
huge. Like they're 4 now, and I look at them and think like, I know that I like, please, hopefully like I'll be there for them when they're older, and I feel fitter and younger now than I've ever done. And I play with them, and it's that quality of time that I get to spend with them, and and that fun I have with them, and I have the energy for them more than anything. That it's there's nothing will ever give me. I can never repay that quality of life that I've had. Like it's been totally transformative, and anyone can have that if they just invest and take the time. And it's not quick. I suppose like a lot of people want, like you're talking, they want to lose it now, and you're trying to say no, it's not quick. Like just give me a year and you'll be there too. You do need to, like, you have to crawl before you can walk, and you have to sit up before you can crawl. There's so many stages there, and you just have to go through them, but eventually you'll be running.
I love that. You have to crawl before you walk, and you have to sit up before you crawl. It's so important to figure out, okay, what is the first step and who's going to help you get there? And, Brian was that for you, and you're able to be that. You and Terry are able to be that for the people in the Activate community. And, and even now you guys are adding nutrition only clients and, helping more people within your community because of course, with lockdowns in Ireland, it's a little bit more strict. We have some gyms that are in Ireland using the program, and you guys have done such a great job of being creative with keeping clients engaged. It's such an awesome thing to see that you're really able to help support people in such a stressful time.
Absolutely. I think people have definitely become a little bit more aware. They're either aware or they're kind of burying their head in the sand. There are like one or two sides really, but like I think that's one thing that COVID has definitely highlighted is the importance of your health and the importance of the time you spend with people and who you want to spend it, and you want to be there to spend that time. So like it's an investment, isn't it, in your future? And like that's the way I look at it. It's you have one life, so you might as well live a nice, healthy, strong life. Be the strongest and fittest you can.
I love that.
So,
I love that. You mentioned investment, and I was looking up, Time Magazine released this thing about sugar, this whole article, magazine, the entire magazine was talking about sugar and what it has done for us. And it was talking about the average annual expense for here in the US for someone who has diabetes is almost $10,000 a year versus $1,500 or less for nutrition coaching to help set you on a path for an entire year. So it's like, man, you can invest a little bit now to help you become the healthiest version of yourself, or end up probably going down a road that you don't want to be down.
No, absolutely not. I mean, like if someone had told me 4 years ago that I'm doing what I'm doing now, and actually one of the members on Saturday, the way CrossFit is on at the moment, and 17.1, the first time I did it no box, and I didn't finish it or anything, but like I finished it the last time, and the one we did last Friday, and that someone had said to me that when I started first that I'd have been doing that, I'd have not for me, there's no way I couldn't walk 100 meters without getting shin splints. I had to mind do anything else. I was really, really unfit. So I was, but like you can transform your life. You don't have to accept that that's where you are. You can change it, with a little bit of help and guidance. Definitely, with a lot of help and guidance, actually, you can transform. Anyone can take on that transformation. Definitely, it's not outside of anyone's remit.
I love that. As we wrap up, any words of encouragement for someone listening who's just getting started on their journey where you were 57 kilograms ago? Any words of encouragement for them?
Yeah, if there is someone that that needs to lose that amount of weight, I would say like something like that Brian kind of said to me initially was like, don't think of it as the number of what's ahead, just concentrate on your first kilo. Let's just get that kg down. So like, don't look at it as that you have 50 kg, you've 1 kg to lose, and then the next time is the next kg. So just take it 1 kg at a time, but get the help you need. Just look around, do your homework, and find the coach for you, because it'll make such a difference. To have someone that's there for you and that's guide, and that's like your personal cheerleader, to help you get across, especially the hard days and the days you doubt yourself, and you think, oh God, I can't do this, and you might message, and then you'll get a text back, and say, yes, you can. Where's the difficulty? What's wrong? And just talk you through it, and then you're fine again for a while. So like they're that support and guidance makes such a difference. So get a coach, without a doubt. Get a coach and get the help you need, and invest in yourself. Absolutely. But 1 kg at a time. Definitely don't look at the numbers.
1 kg at a time. I love it. Angela, thank you so much for coming on the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. You have such an inspiring story, and I'm so happy that you've turned the passion that you've grown with nutrition to now helping other people in the Activate community. If you click the link in the show notes, you will be able to find Angela and find the nutrition program at Activate if you are in their area. We would love for you to work with them in Ireland. So thank you again for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much. It's lovely chatting to you. Really, really lovely.
I hope you were inspired by Angela's story. I think she relates to so many people that are frustrated and overwhelmed because they've tried every diet under the sun, but nothing seemed to work for them. Well, the truth is you don't need a diet. You need a healthy lifestyle. I love what she said when she said, the last day I was on a diet was the first day on this nutrition plan. Her mindset shifted. It wasn't like she was restricting things. She was figuring out a new way to think about food as fuel. And she had the support of a coach every step of the way. If you are like Angela and you are thinking, oh my gosh, I've tried all these different things. I need some help. I need some support. I need someone to guide me. Please know that the first step in asking for help is the toughest step, and it gets easier from there. No, there's not a magic pill or there's not a super specific diet you need to follow. We want to work with you to create a plan that's going to work with your lifestyle. If you are in the Deerfield Beach area, you can go to healthystepsnutrition.com, and we have nutrition and fitness programs available just for you. Or you can go to hireanutritioncoach.com and find a Healthy Steps nutrition coach near you. Again, we know that you don't need a super restrictive diet. You need a healthy lifestyle. You need a coach there to guide you every step of the way. We've seen a massive increase in nutrition clients at our Healthy Steps Nutrition headquarters location, and everyone is saying the same thing. They're saying, Nicole, I need some help. I'm bored in my fitness routine. I'm bored with my current nutrition routine. I'm frustrated because I'm not seeing the results. Something is missing and I need some help. I need some help from the experts. Well, we would love to help you. So again, I hope you're inspired by Angela's story. I can only imagine how daunting it must have felt when she was 125 pounds heavier. But now she's seeing great results, and now she's actually able to help more people. And the truth is, so many of our nutrition coaches have actually been through their own transformation themselves. We've all struggled with nutrition, and I think that makes us more relatable. Hey, we understand what you're going through because we've been there too. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we will see you back here soon.